angels, it's Hailey Reese, and today's video was actually requested by a couple of you. I briefly looked into it. I looked it over ever so quickly and I realized that I was 1000% going to make a video on this because it seems like it could be an interesting, spooky story, and you know I am all about that life. So today we are going to read a creepypasta basically about this girl who I guess, I don't know, it gets creepy. She messes up the timeline for her future and I don't know. So we are going to read this. I just gave the worst ever description. So if you really want to know what it's about, all you gotta do is just keep on watching and let's get into this. Also, a quick little side note, you guys, as I'm filming this right now, I am at 299,670 subscribers. And I want to cry because we're about to hit 300,000, I think tonight, I hope. If not, really, really soon. And I just want to quickly say that I am so appreciative to each and every one of you who choose to press that subscribe button and continue coming back to my channel daily to watch my content. This is like my escape from my anxieties and the things that I deal with day to day in life. And you guys just make me the absolute happiest I could ever be. So to each and every one of you that are a part of this family and who take the time to watch my videos, thank you. I can't believe we're about to hit 300,000. I'm so humbled and I'm honored. And I just really believe I have the best family on YouTube. So thank you guys for that. And now I'm done being all emotional and sappy. I'll get back to this when I turn the camera off on my own. Let's get into reading this creepy story. Okay, so it's titled Anora Petrova, and this is an email. It's set up as an email to a girl by the name of Bree. The rest of the email's been hidden out, and the subject line is, Bree, please read this. So this is an email, like I just told you guys. I'm reading you an email from Anora to her friend Bree. Let's go. This looks creepy, and also this is my first time reading it too. I briefly skimmed it and I was like, I gotta read this with them, so here we go. Bree, don't delete this. I know you hate me, but we were best friends once, and I need you to read this. I think I'm in serious trouble, and there's nothing you can do, but I need you to read this so you understand. I know we haven't talked since sectionals. It's been forever, but what happened to you wasn't my fault. At least, it wasn't entirely my fault. I know everyone thinks it was, but I would never do anything to hurt you. This is going to sound crazy, but I need to tell you this so someone knows. It started when we were in the 8th grade. It was the night before the Crystal Classic competition. I was at home and I couldn't sleep because I was so nervous about competing. Well, I got on the computer, just sort of surfing the web and stuff, but I couldn't concentrate on anything. I was just sitting there, so I Googled myself. I should never have done that, Bree. At first, it was all the usual stuff you find when you Google yourself. Then I found a link to a Wikipedia page about me. I thought our club or my dad made it or something. There wasn't much there, just some basic facts about figure skating, what city I lived in, but the thing that got me was that it said I won that year's Crystal Classic. I laughed. I thought for sure someone did that to encourage me. I confronted my dad about it, but he denied it. Okay, so it's basically saying that she won a competition that she's yet to compete in. That's interesting. All right, let's keep reading. When I won the competition the next day, I was so happy. It was the first competition I'd ever won and it felt so good. Remember how hard I worked after that? That's when my parents hired Sergey to coach me. You know how much that must have cost. After that, I would check my page before every competition and it would always tell me the result of how I placed. It said I would win regionals at 15, and it all came true. After that, Sergey convinced my mom and dad that I had a real shot at the Olympics. That's when they pulled me from school. I skated every day, but I just wasn't progressing the way Sergey said I needed to if I wanted a shot at the championship. But I was working so hard, and I was skating so well. But to Sergey, it still wasn't good enough. When the sectionals came, all I could think about was winning, so I did something I shouldn't have. Everyone was saying that you were the favorite, and I felt like I had already lost the competition. So I made a Wikipedia account, and I tried to update my page to say that I was the winner. The thing is, after I tried to update the page, I checked it and all it said was, Enora Petrova is a selfish little bee who is going to get what she deserves. I broke down. That's why I looked so awful the next day. I was in a daze. I remember watching your routine and seeing your blade snap, and the next thing I know, I was on the ground and my face was covered in blood from where the tip flew off and sliced my forehead. Then they told me it was my fault because I had your skates in my possession earlier. Bree, I honestly didn't do anything to your skates. Yes, I wanted to win, but I wouldn't do anything to hurt you. When they told me I was banned from further competitions, everyone said that I got what I deserved. Nobody even asked for my side of the story. Ooh, okay. Quick side note. So she tries to change the page to make it favorable to her, and it said that she was a little selfish bee, we'll go with bee, and that she was gonna get what she deserved. And the next day, the other girl who she's emailing's blade of her skate snaps, and everyone said that it was this girl's fault and that she got what she deserved, which is what this creepy Wikipedia page said. Spooky. I guess you heard that Sergey dropped me after that. He said I ruined him. Nobody would talk to me. Do you know what it's like to be hated by everyone? I couldn't even get ice time. And then the page got worse. Anytime I check it, it would say all these horrible things about me. I can't even tell you half of them. The language was so vile. I'd cry every time I read it, but I couldn't stop checking it. I knew I had to do something, so I made a complaint to Wikipedia. I even tried calling them, but no one there claimed to know anything about the page. I was home alone that Friday night and I decided to check to see if it had been taken down. The page was still there, only this time it said, Enora Petrova is a pathetic little orphan. I freaked. I kept calling my parents to warn them, but every time I'd call, all I would hear was this horrible laughter on the other end. I must have called them 100 times until I couldn't take the sound of the laughing anymore. After the accident, the police gave me their phones and there wasn't any record of my calls that night. I was so devastated. Before that, I was so busy training all day and doing homeschool, I never realized just how alone I had been the whole time. I know you tried to reach out, but I was so depressed and angry, I just shut everything out. Once I turned 18 and got the settlement money from the court, I came to Switzerland. I got to reinvent myself. My skating really took off. It hasn't even been a year and I feel like everything that happened was so long ago. That's why I shouldn't have done it, Bree. I'm writing you now from an old hotel. I'm auditioning for the ice circus tomorrow. I know it's the kind of thing we used to make fun of, but I really want this. I was feeling really nervous and out of habit, I checked my page. It's so hard to say this, but when I checked the page to see if I'd get the job tomorrow, all it said is, Enora Petrova died friendless and alone. And it has today's date listed as the date of my death. Ooh, could you guys imagine? That would be so scary. Okay. I'm sobbing so hard I can barely type this, but I wanted you to know the truth. Please believe me, Bree. I attached a screenshot of the page so you'll believe me. It's all there just as I told you. I don't know what to do. I don't know anyone here and nobody speaks English. I keep refreshing the page. God, it's been forever. I keep refreshing it, but it still hasn't changed. I'm waiting for midnight. I don't know what to do, so I locked myself in my room. There's only a few minutes to midnight now. All I can do is refresh the page. I'm exhausted, but I can't stop. I'm afraid to leave the computer until I know what happens next. And that is where this story ends. This is such a strange little story. It's basically supposed to be a play on the fact that you shouldn't try to mess with the timelines of the future or there could be some serious repercussions. I mean, it's a little bit darker than that, clearly, because something or someone is running this page and it's clearly something sinister, because how else would it know the future events and what was going to take place? But it's kind of like the butterfly effect in the sense that don't try to mess with the future because scary and negative things can happen. Moral of that story, I suppose, is don't Google yourself at 3 a.m. and don't get caught in the cycle of always trying to know the future or trying to change the future or trying to, I don't know, make things better in your favor. Life is gonna happen how it's meant to, and things are gonna take place, and sometimes you just don't wanna know. I don't know if I would ever want to know my death date. I mean, it could be a positive thing, but it could also be a super scary negative thing. Because I mean, if you know you only have a month left to live, you're gonna spend that month living it to the best of your ability and trying to really utilize those final days. If you find out you have like 70 years left, you might kind of like, slack a little bit throughout the years because you know you have this long life. Or if you're kind of like me and you suffer a ton from anxiety, you might just stress every moment leading up to your time. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below if you guys would want to know the future. Would you want to know the day you died? Would you want to know what was going to happen? Or would you want it to all just happen? I don't know. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think of that and what you guys would rather. Because I don't really know what I would rather. I don't really know what I would want to do. I just know that if I read a Wikipedia page that has been right about everything, and it said that I was gonna die on the exact day that I was looking at it and nothing felt weird or out of place or wrong, that sounds like something out of a horror movie, and I think that's what makes this creepypasta all the more creepy. Well, you guys, that is it for today's video. You guys told me to read this story. I kind of skimmed it. It looked like it was interesting, and I thought, why not read it? If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed, but you do enjoy my content, I would really love it if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button. I post a ton of videos, so I don't want you to miss when I do upload. And make sure to turn on the post notifications, because I notice that sometimes YouTube doesn't always notify everybody what I've uploaded, so don't forget to do that. And if you did enjoy today's video and you really did like it, please give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate every time I see those thumbs up going up. It really encourages me to keep on making these videos. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, I love you.